Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining this presentation today. I'm very excited to be here today, and I see so many people, so it's great to be here. So quickly, first let me introduce myself and my company. So I'm Jeremy. I am the co-founder and VP of Engineering at Newlogic. So Newlogic is a software consultancy that we founded in 2016, and we mainly build innovative software solutions. We are also Odoo partner since 2021, so a bit more recent. And I'm proud to say that we are over 75 people now. We are located in 5 different countries, so all over Southeast Asia. I am personally based in Bangkok, Thailand. We have teams in Singapore, the Philippines, Vietnam, and Laos. So today we are going to talk about AI. So AI has become very popular. And this mainly thanks to ChatGPT. I'm pretty sure all of you have tried at least ChatGPT, and it's a game changer. So, but first, I wanted to give you a bit more information about what AI is, and what specifically ChatGPT is doing with AI. So this type of AI is called generative AI. Generative AI means that it's an AI that's going to be able to create new content. So new content such as text, images, but even videos or audio files. So, and more specifically, ChatGPT used one model to generate text that is called LLM. LLM stands for Large Language Model. And as you might know, LLM is based and trained actually on a very large data set. So basically, everything that's on the internet got into that model, being trained, and here you get something like ChatGPT. But what's also interesting with LLMs is that you can augment them. So more than training them, you can augment them with contextual data. And if you look at Odoo, we get a lot of data in Odoo, right? And you get your company's data. So if you think of this data as contextual data, and you combine it with an AI, you get something very powerful. So this was exactly our idea. On one side, we get Odoo with many different apps holding all your data. And on the other side, we now get a different sort of AI. So we have OpenAI, obviously, but we have also some alternatives, and some of them are open source. You combine the two, and you get a very powerful tool. So our first idea was like, this is very nice, what can we do with that? And luckily, in Odoo, we have an app called Discuss. I'm sure you all know it. This is where you can talk with your colleagues. And so our first idea was to integrate a chatbot into Odoo, thanks to Discuss. So that's what I'm going to demonstrate today. So here we are. So we are in Odoo, and if we go to Discuss, as you can see, there is a new button that we added. It's called Start AI Chat. If you click on it, very similar to what exists in ChatGPT, you get a new AI session. And from there, you will be able to actually communicate with the AI. And what we did is that we plugged the AI on the user you might know in Odoo, which is called OdooBot. So in that case, you type a message to OdooBot, and it's actually answering, but behind it, it's the AI model that's answering. And as you can see here, the OdooBot is responding with my name. So that's quite interesting, right? And let me ask, like, how come? How do you know me? And as you will see, yes, of course, the AI knows me because, well, it knows my name, my role, and many other details about me. And that's because we have integrated the OdooBot, so the AI, with the data that's provided by Odoo. So the AI has access to the employee database, knows me, my role, who I am working with, in what team, and so on. So in that way, the AI is able to respond in a much better way. On top of that, you might know on ChatGPT, you are limited to the data for which the model has been trained with, and there is a certain point in time where it stopped, and everything that's newer than that is not available to the AI bot. So what we did is that we connected our AI with internet. So let me ask a question, for example, at what time is my talk today at the Odoo experience? And as you will see, this information, of course, is not part of the training data, but you could get it directly from internet. So we see that we got access to a nice chatbot, and the chatbot knows who I am, has access to internet. Now what I'm going to show is that actually we also connected other applications with the chatbot. So for instance, in my company, we have our policies, part of Odoo Knowledge. So it's a very nice way to share information within the company. And this is where we have our policy, right? And so what we did is that we connected the AI with Odoo Knowledge. So everything that's part of Odoo Knowledge can be retrieved by the AI and can be provided to the user. So let me show you one example. So today is my presentation here at Odoo Experience. I would like to know how I should dress up, because I know we have a dress code policy in our database. So OdooBot is typing, and here it is. So this piece of information was directly taken from Odoo Knowledge. So whatever you have on Odoo Knowledge within your company, this can be used as context data for the AI. Let me show you a second example, because apparently I have to wear a shirt for my presentation. So I'm asking what's the expense claim process at my company. And here it is. So I get a detailed list of all the different steps which we need, which we require at Newlogic for claiming an expense. So that's very interesting, and it's very, very powerful. It's just like a few examples, but there is much more you can do, definitely. And you can really leverage Odoo Knowledge in a way that's going to allowing the AI to respond in a very good way. On top of that, we thought it would be interesting to also get access to, to different type of profiles. So here I was just talking with one standard AI, but you can actually, what we did is that you can actually define your very own AI. By that I mean profile. So we call them experts. So here we have 4 different experts. So we have a copywriter, a sales specialist, senior developer, project manager. I'm going to show you an example with a senior developer. This AI will be specialized in development, right? So we'll be able to respond with much accurate answers when it comes to development or programming. And on top of that, so it's available in Discuss. So what you can also do is include some of your colleagues in a group chat, and all of you will have access to this AI. So let me show you. Here I include one of my colleagues called Junior Dev. Here it is. I'm going to ask a question to OdooBot. So basically a simple Python hello world script that should be easy for a senior developer, right? OdooBot is responding with a simple Python script. And now you see my colleague Junior Dev can interact as well with the AI within this group chat. So my colleague is asking some more details on a specific part of this code, and here it is, the OdooBot is able to respond to that. So it really offers many possibilities, and this is just an example. So to summarize, what you get with this chatbot is basically everything you would expect from something like ChatGPT. But on top of that, it's integrated into Odoo, so directly into Discuss, and it's available to all your employees. So as you know, with ChatGPT, you have to have all your own account. If you want to implement it in your company, that might be a bit tricky. Here, you get access to it for all your employees. And on top of that, it's based on your company's very own data. So the data is taken from knowledge, employees, CRM, project, and so on. There is basically no limit. Wherever you have data in Odoo, it can be integrated within this AI. So one question you might have is about permissions, because you don't want your AI chatbot to reveal some information that someone is not supposed to see, right? So obviously what we do is that we enforce the permissions of Odoo, so the AI is never going to be able to access anything that the requesting user shouldn't have access to. We also have experts. So experts are here to provide specialized assistance. You might need some very specific skills that can be configured for the AI. But on top of that, if you think of having your experts defined in Odoo, that means you provide them to your employees, right? So in that case, you can make sure that if you want a very specific tone when it comes to writing content, you can define that, and all your employees will inherit from this tone while they use the chatbot, as well as defining some company rules. Like if we are going back to programming, it could be like some very specific code style and so on. It's available in group chat, as I showed, and it works in any language. So basically, if you have some employees being more comfortable with a different language, and you have your company policy in English, for instance, they can ask their question in their own language and get the answer with their own language, but still based on the company data, which is, for instance, in English. So that was our first integration, the chatbot. It offers many, many possibilities, but we went a bit further with what we call the AI toolbar. So I'm going to demo that as well. So this time, let's take, for example, the CRM application. And let's say you have one opportunity in your CRM application. You got a meeting with your customer, let's say last week, you took some notes. Unfortunately, the notes are on a piece of paper, so you scanned it, put it in this opportunity. And now I'm going to show you that with the AI toolbar, you can actually, here in the internal notes, you can write some instruction. And here, we are asking the AI to actually transcript the text on this picture into text. So we write the instruction, we select the picture plus the instruction. Here you see we have a new AI functionality within the toolbar. And I can simply apply instruction. And as you will see, the AI is doing the hard work. And here it is, we have the content of the pictures, right, the notes, in text format. So this is very powerful. It's using the latest OpenAI API, the Vision API. Super powerful, and like there is so many things you can do with that. But there is more. Let's say you select the list of bullet points within your notes. Going back to the AI toolbar, we can click on this option, which is continue writing. So it's actually going to expand your notes with some more details. As you can see, instead of having a list of bullet points, we get 3 paragraphs. Here, it's the list of requirements and deliverables. So now I would like, remember the experts? Now I would like one project manager to actually break this down into some phases and tasks. So going back to my AI toolbar, expert, I choose my project manager, and we have a task breakdown option here. So it's working on it, and here it is. For our different phases, we have a clear list of tasks that should be done for this project. So what I showed, obviously, you select your text, you apply instructions. It's nice. And it's even better than that in a way that it's actually using the data of this opportunity. So everything within this opportunity is used and provided to the AI to be able to respond with the best content. Because just before I was just selecting a list of bullet points, right? There is no way that the AI is able to construct something interesting just with those bullet points. It's actually taking the whole content of this opportunity, including the customer name, the timeline, the budget, and everything. And remember that the AI knows me, my company, and all of its data. So it has all the information to really answer in a good, create content in a good way. So last thing I wanted to show you on this is that instead of just selecting text, existing text, I can also write some instruction, use the AI toolbar. And here I would like to have the potential next steps for this opportunity. And here it is. We have a couple of options when it comes to what to do with this customer. This is available everywhere you can write text in Odoo, meaning that here we are showing it in the CRM, but if we go to send message, I would like to send an email to my customer. We have a text box, so we can use the AI toolbar. So here I am asking the AI to write an email to my customer. And remember, it's going to use the content of the opportunity. So all the data of the opportunity will be used to actually create the content of this email. So we apply instruction, and we should get a nice email to my customer. Here it is. So it gets like everything in it. I can send it, review it, send it, and done. All right, so this is obviously like very, very powerful. As I said, it's available everywhere in Odoo. We developed a couple of predefined options, such as rephrase, expand, summarize, translate, and so on. But you can as well write your own instructions. As I said, it's aware of the context, so everything that's generated is based on your existing data. It has access to internet, and as we saw together, it can perform OCR. So it's work in progress because the API is very recent. So let me give you some more details on our architecture, because I showed two integrations, but this is possible because we developed one, what we call our Newlogic AI, in Odoo. So what we do is that, so in Odoo we have different applications holding your data. What we do is that for each of these applications, we take the data model and we create either a text or vector representation of this data, meaning that it's going to be data that can be understood by the AI. When it comes to text data, it's used as contextual data, and when it comes to vector data, it's used within a vector database. So it's basically data that can be used by the AI. So when a user requests something, we have our agent computing this data together with the different AIs. So we are AI agnostic. So what I showed is based on OpenAI, but we can work with other type of AI. Then this is going to create a response either to create new content or to interact with the chatbot. Our last integration, we call it Smart Action. And as we saw, there is many possibilities. And here, today, I'm going to show you one Smart Action. So going back to Odoo, going back to Discuss this time, and to my previous AI session. You know I am here with you today, but I'm based in Thailand. I'll travel back to Thailand in a couple of days, and I will need some days off to recover from my jet lag. So let me ask the Odoo bot to actually create this time off request on my behalf. So this is what I just asked, and as you can see, the Odoo bot responded, and my request is made. I can just basically open it, review it, and if everything is fine, you see that the days I requested for, and I have my time of request done for me. Just had to ask Odoo bot for it. I think that's pretty much it. Even though there is one more thing I wanted to show to you today. It's not only about text generation. We can actually also create and generate image. So for that, we are using DALL-E 2. OpenAI just announced the availability of DALL-E 3, so we have to switch to that. But as you can see here, I'm requesting a thank you picture, basically, for you attending my presentation today. And that was generated by AI. So thank you all. Thank you so much. So if you have any question, there is a QR code with a pad available. Otherwise, feel free to reach out to us, and we will be here the 3 days of the event, so it will be very good to have your feedback on that.
Thank you. There are actually some questions if you'd like to stay a little longer. A main point was about the data access restriction. How do you manage that? And could a user via the AI have access to, say, salary information?
Yes, for sure. So what we do, as I showed in the architecture slide, what we do is that for each piece of data in Odoo, we have this vector representation, and then it's just following the same permission as Odoo. So it's just like one additional field on the model, which is vector representation, and we enforce the permission like that.
Thank you. About how exactly does the AI have access to the, say, employee database? Sorry, do you prepend context in the prompt, or is there an SQL agent?
Okay, good question.
Guys, please.
Yeah. So we got the 2 different type of data access. For sometimes we use contextual data, so it's basically data that is put within the prompt. But as you know, we are limited in the quantity of data we can have in a prompt. So on top of that, for instance, with Odoo Knowledge, it can be lots of data. So we, for that type of data, we use a vector database. So it's within like a request before actually asking the AI to respond.
All right, thank you. Can you give feedback about the response you got from the AI to improve it for future answers, or even make sure that no false answers are given?
Sorry? 3 what?
Can you give feedback to the answers that are given to improve it?
Yes, definitely. So within Discuss, actually I can go back to Discuss. As you can see, there is helpful yes or no. And this is going to be used to tell the AI that the response was actually useful or not. And you can even like delete the message. It's not going to be taken into account for the rest of the conversation.
Could it respond to standard help desk tickets about configuring Odoo, for example?
Definitely. There is many more possibilities. We just shown like few places where we did this integration, but help desk is another idea. The live bot within the e-commerce website is also one. And knowing that your chatbot could have access to your product, it will be like very well informed when it comes to responding to your potential customers.
All right. Can you share chats with other colleagues? Share chats with other colleagues?
Yes, you can. So you can do group chats, and that's gonna share whatever you said with the chatbot.
All right. What about data protection? No one would want its company data to be accessed and stored by
Yes, very good point, very important question. So we are using OpenAI APIs. So within, OpenAI is saying that your data is not going to be used for training the AI when you use the API. You have like a specific contract with OpenAI, and it's not going to be used. It's different on ChatGPT. ChatGPT free version, whatever you write in there, it will be used for training ChatGPT. But on top of that, as I said, we are AI agnostic. So if you would like to have and use an open source AI model on-premise in your company, that's also possible.
All right. Are the prompts free, or is there a limit in usage?
The prompts?
Every time, I guess it.
So there is a limit in the size of the prompt, but we have a specific mechanism where we make sure that if it's too long, we summarize it, so it's always gonna work.
All right. Could you use voice to have it work?
On the roadmap.
All right. Someone that has its company working with external clients, how do you integrate the chatbot with external clients?
So it's not something we have done yet, but we will have to check the specific type of user to make sure we are not leaking companies' data to external users.
All right. Maybe one last one. Is the app available on the App Store, or will it be?
No, so it's not available on the App Store because, well, first we developed it because we think it's a good idea, and we use it at Newlogic, basically. But we think that to really benefit from it, we need like a custom integration. So this is why it's not in the App Store, but we position ourselves more as a partner. And if that's something you're interested in, I think it would be best to do a custom integration with your specific needs.
All right, I think that's it. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you all for joining.
Thank you so much.